I know a guy worth $3.1 million. He drives a 2008 Civic with a dent in the rear bumper and wears the same jacket every single day. His coworkers think he's struggling. They've stopped inviting him to lunch. He is not struggling. He just doesn't spend money the way they expect him to. 7 habits. That's it. Not investment strategies. Not stock picks. 7 specific things he does. Things that make people quietly assume he's broke, while his net worth compounds past 7 figures. Habit 1. The average car payment right now is $740 a month. Insurance adds $180 because it's financed. $920 total. 60 months. Then the loan ends, and most people trade it in and start a new one. They've been doing this since they were 26. $920 a month invested at 8% for 20 years. $542,000. His Civic costs gas and oil changes. The mechanic bill stings once a year. But the $800 monthly gap between him and the average car payment compounds into $500,000, while the neighbor's BMW depreciates in the driveway. Nobody looks at a 2008 Civic with a dent and thinks, future millionaire. That blind spot is the whole advantage. Habit 2. DoorDash. $18 burrito bowl, $7 delivery fee, $5 tip, $30 for lunch, 5 days a week, $600 a month. His lunch costs $3.50. The same Tupperware every single day. The $26.50 daily gap invested for 25 years at 8%, $503,000. Nobody at his office sees the $500,000. They see the Tupperware. They feel a quiet, completely misplaced pity. And that pity is what keeps the lunch table empty so the index fund can keep compounding. Habit 3. His friend Mark upgrades his phone every September. $1,400. The payment clears, which is all offered means to Mark. He could clear it too. His account has 40 times that amount. But $1,400 at 8% over 20 years is $6,500. That phone will be worth $300 in 3 years. The $6,500 won't stop compounding until he dies. I can afford it, and I should buy it, are completely unrelated sentences. They just happen to live next to each other in Mark's brain. So far, this is basic math. Save on cars. Save on lunch. Say no to upgrades. Now, the next 4 habits get weirder. They're the ones that make people actively uncomfortable because they break the rule that says you should spend what you earn. Habit 4. He lives in the smallest house on the street. Not the cheapest neighborhood. The cheapest house within a good enough neighborhood. Laminate counters. Bathroom tile from 2007. His friends describe it as fine for now. They bought houses matched to their income. He bought a house that left room for the machine. The $1,000 monthly mortgage gap invested at 8% over 25 years is $947,000. Almost $1 million sitting inside walls his friends think are temporary. He already upgraded. You just can't see it from the street. Habit 5. He's never posted a vacation photo. He travels, just not for the photos. Modest trips, researched, paid in full before departure. 0 Instagram evidence. Average American vacation, $4,500. The Instagram version. The resort, the upgrade, the dinner that looks better than it tastes. Runs $8,000. He takes the $2,800 version. Or sometimes he skips entirely and the money stays invested. The gap. $3,000 a year. Compounds to $148,000 over 20 years. 1 trip per year, not optimized for strangers, becomes a significant number. Habit 6. His money moves before he wakes up. This habit runs without him. He set it up once, years ago. On the 3rd of every month, before rent, before the credit card, before he even checks his balance, 20% of his paycheck moves to an account buried deep in his banking app. This is not budgeting. Budgeting is deciding every month not to spend money you can see. Automation is deciding once not to see the money at all. Your brain treats invisible money as non-existent. Credit cards weaponize that. He reversed it. His coworkers assume he lives paycheck to paycheck because he behaves like someone who does. What they can't see is that his paycheck is only 80% of what he earns. Habit 7. He doesn't have a side hustle. This one genuinely makes people angry. The entire internet says you need multiple income streams. That your 9 to 5 is a trap. That you're leaving money on the table if you're not grinding at 2 in the morning. Here's the math nobody bothers to do. A side hustle netting $500 a month is $6,000 a year. Respectable. But cutting $500 from existing spending produces exactly the same $6,000 without one extra minute of work. Time is the one asset you can't compound. Every hour grinding a side hustle is an hour subtracted from sleep, health, your family, or from being excellent at your actual job. He protects time and money the same way. Only one of them earns while he sleeps. Here's what nobody tells you about building wealth quietly. For the first decade, you look behind. Behind your neighbors. Behind your coworkers. Behind every Dave who posts a new truck and every Mark who upgrades his phone. You look behind because the scoreboard everyone else uses. Cars, countertops, vacation photos. Is not the scoreboard you're playing on. Your scoreboard updates once a month on a spreadsheet. It doesn't post. It compounds. And somewhere around year 12, without a notification, without a photo, the math crosses. The machine built from sandwiches you didn't order and cars you didn't lease earns more in a year than your job pays you. You will still look broke to anyone using the old scoreboard. That is not a bug. That is the entire design. Set the transfer. Pack the lunch. Let the misunderstanding begin.